morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are, just know that I'm saying hello. How are you guys doing today? I hope that you are doing well. I am myself, and today I'm here with a quick story time. So in my last video, I talked about all the current weeks of my pregnancy. I am now 16 weeks and 2 days, so we're moving along. But I mentioned something that happened to me around week 5 when we were just starting to find out that we were pregnant. And I wanted to tell the full story about that. As you guys know, I had been going to a fertility clinic for the fibroids, and I had my myomectomy, and I had been seeing my doctor who performed the surgery for the myomectomy. And up until this point, up until 5 weeks pregnant, she had been a very great doctor. Not saying that she isn't now, because she's still a wonderful doctor, I'm sure. But this little experience kind of rubbed me and my husband the wrong way. Once I found out that we were pregnant, I let the doctor's office know, hey, we've taken at-home pregnancy test. It's coming up positive. We're pregnant. When can I get in to see someone, to see my doctor? They told me to come in. I was around 5 weeks, and I went in to see my doctor, and she came in very excited, very, like we did it, you know what I'm saying? You know how these doctors are. She came in very excited, and that made me feel really good because, of course, when you first find out that you're pregnant, it's like a world of emotions. All of a sudden, she just switches and she gets really, really serious. She tells my husband and I, without even examining me first, doing the ultrasound first, my doctor automatically says, if you are experiencing a tubal pregnancy, you cannot get on that plane tomorrow and go home to North Carolina, because we got pregnant around Christmas. We were leaving Hawaii to go to North Carolina. So we were kind of like, huh? Because it was so like random. It was so very quick switch in her demeanor, and it just caught us off guard. And I could understand like her seriousness about the situation, because a tubal pregnancy, ectopic pregnancy, is very life-threatening. So I understand where she was coming from. I'm not saying that I don't understand her concern or her, her character change. But what I don't understand is her saying that before she even examined me. She had just literally walked into the room, and that was the first thing she said, not even congratulating me for being pregnant, for finally getting pregnant. And so my husband and I were kind of like, taken aback, because we weren't expecting her to just out of the blue say something so like in your face. Like I said, I totally get where she was coming from, but I never gave any concerns about having a ectopic pregnancy. I didn't tell her office that I was experiencing anything that was alarming. So we just couldn't understand why she would jump right ahead to telling us about an ectopic pregnancy when she hadn't even she didn't know. She hadn't checked. She hadn't anything. So then she goes on to finally do the ultrasound, and she's looking around, and of course I was very, very early, and so she could only find the gestational sac and not the yolk sac. So then she says, oh, okay, it's a good thing that we could find the gestational sac, but until we can find the yolk sac, this pregnancy is not viable. We're gonna need for you to find a facility in North Carolina when you're about, later on in the pregnancy, when you're about 6-7 weeks, to make sure that they can find the yolk sac and they can find the heartbeat. But as of right now, the gestational sac is measuring right on time. And it's a good thing that we can find the gestational sac. And so I'm like, being a first time pregnant, after all that we've gone through, for her to say certain things like that made me feel like, okay, it kind of makes you feel uneasy. And I wanted to talk about it and share the story because I know other women have dealt with early pregnancy scares and different things because of, or, anxiety because of what doctors may say while you're in the early stages of pregnancy. Don't let all of that stuff get to your head. I mean, they're just saying and doing what doctors do. But I just felt like, what are you even talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you congratulating me for getting pregnant? Is this a good thing or is it a bad thing? Or like, it kind of makes you feel like, okay. So I took it as, okay, it's a miracle that I even have a gestational sac there. She says that it was measuring on time. She told me just to check again. So we're going to be happy. We're going to celebrate this big milestone in life. And we're going to decree that when we go back at 6 or 7 weeks, that everything will be okay. The yolk sac will be there and we'll be able to get a heartbeat. And we're just going to continue on a positive note. My blood levels were rising. Everything was looking good. And so we just said, we're going to be positive, and that's what we did. So when we got home to North Carolina, we went again at 6 weeks and 3 days. I found a facility to get an ultrasound, and I went in, did those ultrasound, and lo and behold, my baby was in the right spot, doing good. Yolk sac was there, and we were able to find a heartbeat. So I just wanted to share this little story because I know early pregnancy can be very scary. Pregnancy in general is just a very weird time. And everything is so new. Everything is changing so fast. I feel like that just happened like 2 weeks ago, and it's been a while. I mean, I'm 16 weeks and 2 days now. And so pregnancy goes by so fast, before you know it, you're out of your first trimester and things are just moving along. You're growing, baby's growing, and everything is going well. And you hear a lot of different things during these doctor's appointments, and it's hard sometimes to stay positive, especially I'm finding now, especially as an African American woman, but that's a whole different topic. They try to put different things on you and label you and just put you in this box, but that's what they do. And doctors are going to be doctors. But we all know who has the final say. And so I just wanted to put this out here, this short little story, just in case something like this happens to any woman that's looking at me now for my pregnancy journey. And you have something to refer to, you have something that you can look at and say, oh, it turned out to be great for her. So yeah, that is the end of my little story time. I hope that you guys stay blessed as usual.